Acoma Sky City, which sits on a 367-foot-high sandstone mesa in New Mexico, is the oldest continually inhabited city in North America. Archaeologists date the site near 1150 AD, making it over 850 years old. Descendants of the original inhabitants still live, work, and raise families in traditional Pueblo homes. Some choose to do so without conveniences like electricity and plumbing, by living atop the mesa for a year at a time. Sky City is the jewel of the Acoma Reservation and was built to protect the people and their culture from hostile intruders. The San Esteban del Rey mission was built in the mid-1600s. The mission and Sky City are designated as registered National Historic Landmarks. Contemporary society has left its mark on the Acoma, even with deep-rooted traditions. Today, a major interstate highway and a busy rail line cross the reservation, and many residents rely on tourism, public service, native artistry, and agriculture for their livelihood. Still, everything the 6,300 Acoma people do is in accord with nature. To survive in the arid New Mexico climate, intimate knowledge and respect for the land is crucial. From the top down, Pueblo government is focused on maintaining harmony in the environment, including how it affects public safety. In fact, the concept of environment as somehow apart from a way of life, with separate rules for managing it, is alien to the Native American way of thinking.
Acoma people are really in harmony as we practice our religious rituals with Mother Earth. We want to continuously live with the land that we have and to be in harmony. And we also have that value in the environment. It may be a tree, it may be other site that we are looking at, but there is always some harmonious connection in our culture and traditional rites that we have.
The Pueblo has also formed the Acoma Environmental Protection Office to regulate and protect the reservation's natural resources. To lead the agency, tribal elders appointed former Governor Stanley Petiamo.
So I'm the environmental protection specialist for the tribe. I belong to the Yellow Corn Clan. I have a specific duty to do on this earth as a steward to the land. We have a solid waste program, a transfer station, and we're developing codes along that way, and we've developed pesticide codes, underground storage tank codes. Most of these codes are Anglo or the Western type of codes, but as a tribe, we already have codes. We live in harmony with nature.
The Environmental Office is also scrutinizing past practices and their impact on Acoma lands. The tribe raises cattle on the Pueblo's open range. Recent soil tests at a still active stockyard not far from the foot of Sky City Mesa revealed pesticide contamination in the ground surrounding an abandoned livestock dip vat. With the help of a federal brownfields grant, EPA Region 6, and EPA's Environmental Response Team, or ERT, the tribe was able to bioremediate, or use naturally occurring bacteria to degrade the pesticide and clean the polluted soils.
This old Acoma stockyard site was used for dipping sheep and cattle to decontaminate them from ticks and other parasites. The pesticides they used to do that with originally were DDT, which was replaced by toxaphene, and then several other pesticides. Everything except toxaphene is found in extremely low concentrations. And toxaphene is the contaminant of interest because it's also a potential carcinogen.
The practice of driving livestock through concrete trenches filled with pesticide solutions, then releasing the mixture into the surrounding soil, was widespread on native lands throughout the Southwest from the 1930s until 1986, when EPA banned the use of toxaphene. Since the early 90s, the ERT has been refining a process to bioremediate these polluted soils, with operations at each successive site becoming more cost-effective and efficient. At previous dip vat sites, contaminated soils, amendments, and water were homogenized in a portable industrial mixing machine, emptied into large lined treatment cells, covered, and allowed to sit 6 months to a year while the microbial action did its job. For the Acoma stockyard, the basic process has remained the same, except now the amendment mix is leaner, reduced from 10 to 1%. The expensive industrial mixers could also be eliminated, and amendments could instead be dry mixed with the contaminated soil in the bed of the haul truck.
Our goal for the whole course of development of this technology for remediating toxaphene sites was to cut down the cost. And now, because we've done several pilot studies plus full-scale cleanups, we've got the mixture down where we only have to add blood meal at 1% and a little bit of phosphorus for pH control to control the acidity so the bacteria don't die on us. And then that's it. The whole thing can be done much cheaper than it used to be.
First, a 15 by 50 by 4 foot treatment cell was dug in a clean area on the southern side of the stockyard. The cell was then double lined with poly sheeting to prevent the mixture from leaking into surrounding soils. Because toxaphene doesn't easily degrade, especially in the dry climate, the contamination hadn't migrated beyond the surface soils. From 1 to 4 feet of dirt was removed, loaded into a truck, and hauled to the treatment cell, where the blood meal and phosphate were added and mixed in the truck bed. The amendments increase biological activity, which quickly consumes oxygen and degrades the contaminants. The mixture was then dumped in the pit, where it was again mixed with the same excavator used to dig the cell. Water was added to the pit to hydrate the soil, which allows biological activity to begin. Any available oxygen is rapidly consumed, and the flooding and covering keeps oxygen out and enhances anaerobic conditions. Over a 6-month cycle, anaerobic conditions in the pit will permit the bacteria to dechlorinate the toxaphene and other pesticides to safe levels.
One of the important aspects of the technology that we're applying here is that it's a natural process that involves natural chemicals. Blood meal is simply dried blood. Phosphate is simply rock. We found that over the years that we've been applying this technology that it's very acceptable to the Native Americans because it is natural.
The cleanup also received assistance from the Bureau of Indian Affairs, who provided manpower and heavy equipment. The project was coordinated by the Pueblo Office of Environmental Protection, which is a branch of the 19-tribe All-Indian Pueblo Council.
The All-Indian Pueblo Council works strictly with the 19 pueblos, starting from Taos to Isleta and all the way west to as far as Zuni Pueblo. So far, we've cleaned up 3 sites out in Zuni. This one here in Acoma is next. And there might be another one called Canipa Dip Vat in Acoma, and another one also in Laguna Pueblo called Cuesta Dip Vat.
I look at this as kind of a partnership between the EPA and the multi-Indian organizations and the Acoma people. You know, everybody bears responsibility here. And as sovereign nations, they are able and willing to take up a lot of this responsibility. And we try to bring them into the program by having them do a lot of the work.
As the Acoma continue to practice their time-honored traditions with some support from modern science, future generations will hopefully inherit the land in at least as good a condition as their ancestors.
Because, Grandpa said that Mother Earth is sacred, and like air, water, and soil, if they're not properly taken care of the way they're supposed to be taken care of, and why are we here then?